Hey friends, welcome back to Tara's Take Family. So today I'm here finally to do something other than a mask make. When I was sick, I wasn't making any videos, and I get kind of pulled away from it when I'm sick, and then I get involved in other stuff, and I apologize. So I'm going to try to get myself back in crafting mode where I belong. Not that I've been in any bad mode. I've actually been doing a lot of Bible study, and it's been wonderful. So there is absolutely nothing to apologize when it comes to that from me. I feel that that's most important in my life, as I know many of you do too. So what we have today is we're gonna pull back. We're gonna have a throwback Thursday. I didn't even mean for this to be a throwback Thursday. That's so funny. I'm recording this on Thursday. I'm not sure if it'll get posted today or tomorrow, but if it's not a throwback Thursday, it'll be a feel good Friday, okay? Because we're gonna pull up a video that Miss Pam did, an idea from Miss Pam. I got inspired. I watched her this morning. I thought, you know what? I need some inspiration. So here we have a book. She used bigger pages. I picked this one, Valerie. I'm using the book. You gave it to me. I don't know if you remember, but you did. And it's got these beautiful pictures in it along with poems on the other side. And I was thinking, oh, it's not big enough. It's perfect for what I want to do. And then I realized I could use one side on the front to do the decorating and the other side the poem, right? So it would kind of work out perfect. And I'm like, yeah, that would be nice. So we're going to do that. And then I've got some stickers to add to our little decorations. We're going to be making, maybe, I don't know if I'm going to do journal cards and tags or just one or the other, but we're going to be doing some of that today. And what I also have is I have a coin page from the Italy page out of my old, super old coin book. This paper's yellowed and dingy, and I love it. I've got some scissors. I've got my sandpaper. We're going to do some sandpapering. I have some napkins. We're going to use napkins. I've got a glue stick, permanent scotch. You can use any kind you like. I personally like that one, and there's a couple other I like too, but they're a little more expensive. I have some good old mail, just some mail from different places, and I'm going to be using that. These are just like flyers, nice firm. This is a piece of cardboard from a protein box, but it's a thinner cardboard, so it might work. And I don't even know if I'll use all these, but I'm gonna make a journal card out of this one. I don't think I'm gonna have to cut much off of it, and this one. I'll even this one out. But this one I probably will, of course, chop up. And then I also have a piece of, if you guys ever buy calendars from Hobby Lobby, and they're the ones in the packaging, this is that thick, nice cardstock packaging that their calendars come in. The other part of it, I still haven't done it yet, and I don't know if I showed you guys, but this was the calendar we bought at the beginning of 2025, and I loved this picture so much I cut this off of the packaging, and I want to take it down to Hobby Lobby and have it framed. And it's so pretty. It says, "My Lord will supply every need," Philippians 4:19, and home. And I just thought that would be so cute in my kitchen or something. So I've kept it all this time, and it's just over here waiting to be used. All right, so let's go ahead and start playing. So that's the tools that you will need if you want to join along, or if you want to possibly do it later. Just that way you have your supply list that you need. These are really easy and fun, and I watched Pam do them. And you know what I think I might do? I always forget to use this, and I have this, and it's so perfect. I love this thing. My little cutter for my desk, the little mini cutter, so I can just kind of trim these edges off. I don't want to make it super tiny or anything. Let's go back, but at least they'll be a little more even than they are right now, because they have like the corners, can you see, from the box where I didn't cut them as good as I could have. So let's see, we'll just bring that to there. So if you have that, you can just trim off your edges, make them as even as possible. And this will be a nice size card, right? It's a little bit stiff, but I don't mind that so much. I kind of like to have a selection of different types of cards, and a little bit of a stiffness isn't so bad. This one I'm going to leave alone. And this one, oh, you know, I could. This corner's kind of torn up, so I think I'm going to go ahead and trim a little. Oops, I went uneven. I can see that. I can see it. I did it uneven. You know what? Let's do it this way. Let's use this perfect line here and make it like that. And then I'll use that side as my gauge to make this side even, because I know I cut that wrong. Okay. I don't know why I'm being so aggressive with my bang. I'm sorry. Anyway, praise God. I'm like, slam it down. Okay, there we go. Let's be a little more gentle. Should we make maybe, I don't know, let's see. You could even do belly bands with this. But I think what I'll do is I think I'll cut this one to make 2 tags. How's that? That might work. I'll just do 2 tags. I wonder something. Could I use this to be like a measuring tool to cut a corner off? I've never thought about doing this. I'm going to give this a try. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to use this corner. Okay. And I'm going to see if this works. Probably not, because then I have to turn. Yeah. But I can use this edge. All right. After I get that taken off of there to do that. So if you figure out a way to do that or know of somebody who has, let me know. I don't know. I just thought of it right now. I've never thought of it before. I made that one bigger than the other one, but that's okay. I'm going to take just, there we go. I think that should be good. Yeah. So it's kind of a tall, thin tag. And we'll just go ahead and do 2 of those. And then that way we have 2 tags, and we have a few, I have them cut for journaling cards, which probably will not do them all on here, but at least I have the material ready for when I want to, right? Oh, and then I forgot, duh, I've got this one. I may not use this for that. I might use this for a belly band. Now, how tall is this here? Is this, what's my, this is not big enough. Let me grab a ruler really quick. Where did I put, oh, here it is. Let me see. I'm just wanting to know how tall this piece is. It is 8.5. Okay. No, 8 3/4. So I'm going to cut a piece, and then I'm going to cut some of it off. But I'm going to make a belly band as well. Just cut this down 4 belly bands, I should say. I'm trying to figure out how well I'm going to cut this evenly. Because you know how good I am at cutting even lines. That's a joke. It's not going to go all the way. Oh, it did. It's a little bit off because, and I'll cut from that end and that'll be all right. So I'm going to bring this down to touch because it does not need to be 8.5 inch, 8 3/4. Let's see, I'll use this edge to make sure I'm straight, or as straight can be. And there we go. So that'll be a belly band. And maybe I'll save the rest of it for later. So we have a belly band. We have 2 tags. Okay, and how many? 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. Okay, cool. That's a good little amount, and I can choose from. I don't have to make them all. You know how slow I can be. So, now let me check something. Are these tall enough? See, these are not tall enough for a belly band. So I'll use that little page that I have. But what I want to do is go into this book, and I'm going to choose, and the one I choose, I'm going to have to give up the other on the other page, of course, because they're back to back. But we long for showy fruit when the Lord, and these are all Garden of Truth. They're all Christian, like scriptures and like an encouraging thought on the front. Okay. So let's see. Apart from me, you can do nothing. And I love the flower. So let's take this one. Might be able to tear both of these out at the same time. Yep. She gave me this book eons ago when I used to go over to her house. Ever since I haven't had a vehicle, I haven't been over to see you, Valerie, and I'm sorry for that in case you watch this. Thank you so much for the book. So first what we're going to do, where is my... I'm going to use one of my envelopes, I think, as a glue pad because I don't know where my book went, okay? So I'm going to use this as my little glue page. And we're going to first glue our card to the back side. Okay. Get your glue on there real good. I'm putting more than I need probably, but that's okay. I never trust these, so it's for me I'm just gonna kind of scuff that for a minute. Okay, I want to get the flower and the phrase. Looks like I did. I'm going to use my little, just to kind of smush it down. Okay. Now on this one, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to do over the corners, I think. I wasn't going to do that. I was going to cut it off. But I think if I tuck it over the corners, that it'll probably... I'm going to cut this down. Sorry, where's my scissors here? I'm going to go ahead and cut my corners, miter them so I don't have them so thick. Now this part she did not do. I'm doing this because I have to, because I didn't pick pages that are as big as the piece, okay? But I like these and I wanted to use them, and it was kind of, I didn't really have a book that I could see that was really lining up with what I wanted to do or how I wanted it to look. So this book really kind of did that for me. It had the wording and it had the pictures, and you know, I wanted it to be pretty. All I had was like, I don't know, books. Oh, and then I found out that I don't know where my, okay, I've got my Edith Hold. I remember, if any of you have been with me a while, you might remember that I ended up getting 2 Edith Holden books back a couple years ago. And I had torn one down and been using it. I'm going to try something. Yeah, let's just do it like that. That's a little easier. Okay. So that side's covered now. Oops, goes this way. That's pretty. Apart from me, you can do nothing. I have a little dent right there from my bending the paper wrong, but it's okay. It'll be all right. Anyway, and I had 2 of them, those books. Well, we're going to go on this side. The bummer thing that I found out was that you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put it on the card. I think that might be better for me. Anyway, I found out I don't know where my one that I cut into is. And the only one that I can find is the one that I was saving to keep whole. And I still have probably at least a third of the other book, maybe a half of the other book, and I don't know what I did with it when we moved. Oh, guys, I'm so bummed about that. I was like, doggone it, you know, I don't know where it is, and I don't want to cut into the other one. I'm looking through the paper. You guys can't see, but I'm just kind of looking through the paper to make sure that, and I hope this holds good. I don't always trust glue stick, even though it says it's permanent. I haven't had a great amount of luck with it, to be honest. So it's just between you and I know Pam loves her glue stick and uses it for everything. On my situation, it has a tendency to lift sometimes. So if I see any lifting here, I'm going to cut my edges off now. I am probably going to end up using a little bit of my art glitter glue underneath the edges if I need to. Now this is the hard part because I really don't want to cut into the paper that I've got folded over, but I want that right to the edge. And it's the cut part, the edging is not going to show simply because I'm going to distress it. So it's really going to be not obvious, but now the fun part comes. This is fun too, but the fun part to me comes next. Okay, so there we have the wording on the back. So wouldn't this be a pretty card? And it wouldn't even be for journaling necessarily. I mean, maybe somebody would journal a prayer here or something, but it would be more for aesthetic. It would just be pretty in their journal, and they'd pull that out, and it would be an encouragement to them. You know what I mean? You know how the Lord is. He uses things all the time to just bless us and encourage us. And that was my first thought for this. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of so I kind of get an idea of where I'm going at here with this. And I'm going to do it all the way around. Pam didn't do this until after she did something with the napkin, which we are going to do in a second. Okay, now set that right there. Get my tape, my handy dandy Scotch tape. I don't like this tape. It's not very strong. Let me see if I have a better one. Yeah, this one feels sticky. So what one should we put on here? I'm going to pick before I start fiddling around. I got some pretty napkins. I didn't know what to pick. I just grabbed some beautiful napkins. Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? I really wish that I could find, this one might, let's see, let's do this guy. I really wish that I could find the book, the other book, because those yellowed napkins, I might pull a page out of that one. I don't want to do it, but at the same time, I'm like, when am I ever going to read? Now remember, I'm talking about the Edith Holden book. Anyway, I'm all over the place. I apologize. Remember that some of your napkins might have 3 layers. And I think it's funny. Pam said this morning, I was watching her and she said, I call this see-through. I call this super see-through or something like that. It's like, yeah, you got to remember that some of those napkins will trick you. Okay. All right. So now we have, and this color is really nice. Now we have our little guy. And I was thinking that he could go over here somewhere. So even though we have the flower, I'm not going to be using this part, but I am going to use him and the branch, I think. Okay. So I'm just going to, let's see, do I want to, all of those birds are like on the edges where there's the bumpy part of the napkin, and I didn't really actually want to use the bumpy part of the napkin. But that would be really pretty across there. And then, I don't know, maybe do it in such a way that you could still see the words. How would I do that, guys? I don't think it's possible. I think that the words would get covered no matter what. What about this little guy here? Let's see. Once they're on there, though, you know how napkins are. You can kind of see through them. Like that. Oh, that would be pretty. We're only going to do a part, okay? So we're not aiming to do the whole. I'm going to grab some of my, I wasn't going to use these, but I think it'll work good for this. I didn't even think about it until right now. But I'm going to kind of trim this off here. Well, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to do it this way. Let me see. Nah, I don't think I have to. Watch. I'm just going to do what she did. I think it'll work just fine. So I'm going to go across at an angle. I liked her idea of doing them at an angle. We're going to cover part of the words, but I do think you'll still be able to see enough of the words that it won't really matter. It's going to look cool, so it's all the effect and aesthetic anyway, right? It's not about everything being perfectly done. And we chose this guy, so let's go ahead and let's see, let's put him on here. Okay, and so we're gonna let that kind of dry for a second. Where's my napkin? Well, here it is. I'm just gonna kind of lightly rub this guy on there. Okay. All right, now grab my sanding block, and we're gonna go downward motion into the napkin and just get that off there. If you don't have a sanding block, you can use a nail file. It works really good, especially like those acrylic nail files, the bigger black ones. A little one would probably be tough, but you could do it. All right. And now this is getting dry. I've got a few little wrinkles that I don't really want. This was a nice addition to this flower. Okay, so now we're going to tear. We're just going to go along and tear this. We got kind of a little bit of a rough edge there, along there. Tore off part of the bird, but that's okay. That's okay. He's just kind of making a statement. You can still see the flowers and then the new flower that was there in the limb. And you can still see the words. If you look at it and to read it, you can tell what it says. So I'm going to cover my glue. There we go. So now I'm going to go around and do a little bit of distress. And I am going to distress on this, and I'm doing it very lightly. Okay. It's going to catch the wrinkles, of course, and make it look cool. And then we want to make sure we get a little on this line here. Now she left hers a bright white. I'm not sure about that. You know me, I love distressing everything because, you know, how I am anyway. But I do kind of like the distinguishing mark of it not being quite so distressed. So let me see here. Let's get this darkened. Now she did her, what is those things? I have them over there. I just can't think of the name of them. The little paint dots, you know what I mean? I have a whole bunch over there. I never use them unless I don't know. I don't know why I never use them. Well, yeah, I do. They smush. They get smushed, and then I hate that, and so I don't really use them. But I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly graze over this so it's not quite so white. I'm not doing it dark. I'm just there. Okay, so now you can see your line distinctly between there. Isn't these cute? They are, right? They're sweet. And it's a fun, I like the idea of this book. Thank you so much, Valerie, for this book, because I never knew how I was going to use it. I've kept it all this time, you know how we do. And I'm so glad that you gave it to me, because I knew that eventually I would, and I've got a piece of napkin wanting to lift right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and tear it off. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tear. It's just a little bit. And we'll just take that back over and make an edge again. But yeah, so I'm really glad I kept it, because look, it's just beautiful for this. And of course, I think personally I'll use some of my golds that I always use, because I really think that'll be pretty on here. You know, this is kind of, I mean, she added some stickers, which we will with another one, but the reason I might not with this one is because of the bird, because she was adding stickers that were kind of like butterflies, dragonflies, you know, all that good stuff, and which was gorgeous. They were just gorgeous. I will try to remember to put the link to her video. It was from 5 years ago, and I just happened to come across it, and I'm surprised I'd never seen it before, but I think it was from when basically right when she had well, it was during COVID, so it wasn't right when she started, but it wasn't that far into it, I don't think. Anyway, but yeah, it was a fun idea. I'm gonna jump on, I'm serious, I'm jumping on YouTube. You guys know, I always tell you, I'm gonna start inspiring myself again with some stuff and try to come on here and do some videos. Praise God. There we go. I love the brown. I just can't help myself. And then we'll do gold on this side as well. Now on this side, I'm torn about putting something on here because the writing of the scripture and the thought, the positive thought there for them. And then I'm thinking that this would be like a perfect prayer journaling spot down here and right here. And so I don't know if I want to add anything. Maybe I'll do a couple of stamps like in the corner. Maybe it's something small, you know, a floral, just something. Let me see what I got here. I've got so much here that I'm not sure. Maybe just like, let's try like a pretty little, just a little something here. Like that. Yeah. There we go. Just a little there. So it's not quite so plain. It's very, very subtle. Okay. So there's our first one. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments, please. I would love to hear from all of you what you think. I think these are precious. So let's do another one. And thank you, Miss Pam, for the idea. I really like it. Okay. Hold on one sec. All right, you guys, I ran over and grabbed my book, and I looked really quick in a couple of spots to see if I had put the rest of the other one somewhere. And a few years ago, not all of you remember because you weren't here, but I got 2 of these, like I said. And I was going to say a couple of years ago online on all the different junk journal Facebook groups, there was like this search for the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, right? And I went online and bought one before the like surge came about. And I had seen it on, I think it was on Tina's channel. And I was like, oh, I love the writing on the book. It's awesome. And so this, of course, is a remake of it. Somebody bought this for, looks like Geno. And it says, with my love, R, hugs, 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 1980. So somebody bought this, but I ordered one from Used Books online. And then I ordered another one off of Amazon, I believe. Anyway, so I got this one for like $12, and a lot of people paid more for it because it got popular really, really quick. That's always a problem. And so, as you can see, it's just a gorgeous book. If you've never seen it, I'm sure that most of you here have. But, you know, I'm showing it to you just really quick. Okay? So, as you can see, mostly, I mean, the pictures are gorgeous, but the writing, it's, you know, it was a remake, but it's her handwriting. It's how she did her book. And this book was published, you know, back in the day. And so we have each month represented, and flowers and animal, wildlife and stuff from her area that she lived in, and what it was like in those months. That's what this represents. So she talks like it's her diary of when she would go out for walks and she would see different flowers and different animals, and she would paint them or draw them and sketch them. And then this was her sketches and everything else. And as you can tell, I'm struggling to think about tearing this apart. I really want to use it. And then there's this part of me that's like, what if you don't get it again? You know? But mine, of course, is from, when was mine published? This has been published so many times. This is the 15th publishing of it, or no, 14th in 1980. So this particular version is the 14th publishing of it. So yeah, I think we're going to use this page. and you'll see why I'm thinking. I did it. I just tore it. See, that's a junk journaling. We just jump in and we just do it because it's going to be painful no matter what we do. So what I was thinking was hoping this fits. Please fit, because if I tore this book for nothing, I'm going to be really upset. Oh no, please fit, please fit. I will cut down the paper if it doesn't. Oh, it does, good. Praise the Lord. Okay, so I'm trying to do this as straight as possible. So as you saw, I'm just doing, Pam called this a tube. She's made a tube on her piece, okay? All right. And so that is going to be, and I'm not really going for anything because we're going to cover this. We're going to do some stuff to it. I probably should have done that so that it landed over this way, but it's all right. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry. It'll look cute. Okay, so first we're going to do our glue. I'm getting too much stuff on my desk. I still have my rather small desk, and it does, oops, you know what, Pam, I know you're probably going, hit that with some sandpaper, it'll glue better. My Pam, she told me that in a comment a few weeks ago. I remember you saying that, and you are right, it does. So we'll hit this just to roughen up that glossy coat that's on these, there we go. Thanks for reminding me, Pam. I heard you. I heard you from before. That's why. So I'm going to cover this really aggressively. Get it on there everywhere I can. I want it to hold down nice. Okay. I'm going to scoot it to the side. So, all right, here we go. Let's just put it in here. I really do not, oh, come on, get over there. I don't really care exactly where it lands on the words, because I'm not, I'm not trying to get some particular look with the words. I just want the words there. You know what I mean? We're not trying to read it consecutively and look at it and go, oh, this is what it says. We're just doing, and I'm going to do the rough edge, okay, over to the side here. And I've got this bent a little bit wrong. When I put it in there, I brought it over a little too far. So my fold is a little off from what I did initially, but that's all right because I'm going to be distressing everything. And as you know, that really does help to cover most of your areas of problems that you end up with. And I'm not going to cut off that rough edge. I'm just going to bring it on there. It doesn't matter to me, because it's going to be covered as well, like so, okay? And when we do this, we're going to trim this off and just use our edges, as, okay? The only thing I hate is that I end up getting glue on my, did I get it all the way to the edge? I hope. Looks like I did. Okay, so we're just going to kind of bend this so we can see where it's at. Oops, I didn't right here. Well, I did, but not as well as it should. There we go. Let's get that down. So we're just going to kind of bend it so we can see where our edge is. And where's my skizzies? Of course, they're down underneath where they don't belong. I'm going to try to come up on that edge. I think I'm going to go just above it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I think I got it, actually, right up to that edge. No, I'm going to go right into the card just a little bit to make sure that I get it off of there, okay? And then on this end now, of course, I've got, and I didn't think about it, but I'm going to have to cut. I'm going to have to be really good at cutting this side because of, oops, I'm sorry, guys, because of the corners of our tag. So we'll see how well I do. Not bad. Not too shabby. A little off on that one. I'm going to have to fix it. There we go. Okay, fold it down so I can see where my corner is. Don't be difficult. There, okay. Good enough. There we go. Look, guys. And isn't that pretty? That paper. Now, I did cut this crooked down here, so I'm going to use my words as my guide and just go along there and cut a straighter line. I was cutting from the other side, so it really wasn't showing me where I was supposed to be. Now it looks even. Okay. All right. So let's choose a napkin. I want to use, I've got this, sorry, I've got this sticky tag from my envelope here. I want to choose one of the ones that had like a yellowed look to it. I'll set this one over there so it's not in my way. I really love this watercolor on here, but and look at that line. Ooh, I might use that. I think I'll use that. That's pretty. Look at that. I won't even have to tear it. I'll just come on the edge and yeah. If you have any napkins or you guys, if you have some scissors. Now this also has a gold edge, so technically I could do this side as well. Oh, that would be pretty, right? Maybe we'll do this side. Of course, first we're going to take off the back. What time is it? You know, these kind of almost not, I mean, they don't decorate themselves, but they almost could if you're not worried about it being super. Now, I know some of you save that white. I don't, and I've seen some people use it, and it's awesome. But I'm never creative enough to think about what I want to do with just the white. But if you want to have, I mean, you could just use it as like a covering over something, and it would give it that gossamer kind of, is that the word? Gossamer? Gossamer? Gossamer. Gossamer, I think. It would give it kind of that dreamy look. I'll just use the word dreamy. How's that? That's a cool way to do that. Okay, but for today, for our purposes this time, we're going to use this gold corner, I think, because I just think it'll be fun. And I cut these like this because I don't want to waste, if I can, because I don't want to waste my whole napkin. I'm sure y'all do that too, but I'm just letting you know. Some of you are newbies, and to be honest with you, I didn't know anything about anything when I started. You all, everybody on here taught me everything. I'm serious. I knew nothing. Nothing. I could do that side. And then, but you know, I think I might just, I don't know, maybe I'll take and do like a ribbon down this back side, and they can journal over here or whatever they want. I kind of like it on this side. So it goes from here to here. It's not even really tall enough. Wow. This is a tall tag, huh? I'm going to take a little more of this off. One more. Let's do one more line. How's that? Let's see if that helps us to have better height. Because I kind of like it to go from corner to corner. Well, it is covering. That's good enough. Yeah. One more. One more. Just one more. There we go. Okay. Let us see. That should do the trick right there. Yeah. It's still a little bit tall, huh? Jeez. I guess I should have just left the napkin. Well, I don't know if it would have. Well, I guess it would have. Next time I will. I'll leave the napkin together before I cut anything. Okay. Well, that's good enough. So we want it to go at this angle like this. It is bugging me. Sorry, guys. One more. I don't really care how tall this tag is. It's not, my heart isn't like into the tag size. It's more getting the right aesthetic on the front, the look I want. Okay. Now I know that'll be enough. There. Yeah. I want to be able to sand off the edges and have it. I hope this sands off. I'm sure it will. Okay, kids, let's do this. So we're gonna go from this corner. There you go. We're gonna go from this corner up to this corner here. And all this on the other side. I'm getting it nice and covered because I like it. I want to make sure that it's sticking, you know. Okay. And then I'm going to set this here because I just did that on my desk. Let's put this right there and, oh wait, you know what? Let's bring that back a little bit. There we go. I didn't get that up high enough. Here. You want it on a little bit more because I want that gold on there. I don't want to tear the gold. I'm going to try to get it, and then what I don't get on there, I'm going to, I think it covered it all. Yeah, it did. Cool beans. There we go. So we're just going to brush that a little bit. It's got a little bit of glue, you know, where there is a spot here, I think, that doesn't have glue, maybe. Yeah. Oh, Tara, you're messing it up. Ding dong. Just let her dry. All right. So I'm going to grab this. Oh, good. It is doing that. Oh, that's going to be so cute. I'm excited that this actually happened where I have witnesses. Something went right like this when I had somebody watching, you know? So often you make something really gorgeous and you're like alone and you're by yourself and you're going, oh, I wish somebody could have seen this happen. It was so nice. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And you can see your words behind it, of course. And it matches because that napkin has that yellowed effect. So the paper just, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. So I'm thinking, I wonder, because this is so pretty, if I can put this on the back. She did not do that, but that doesn't mean we can't, right? Let's give it a shot at least, because I like that napkin and I really don't want to waste it. And I do love the effect. And I'm thinking I'll just cover the whole back because it's pretty. Why? Because it's pretty. And we like pretty things. Yes, we do. All right. I sound like I'm talking to a puppy. Yes, we do. We like pretty things. No, y'all are not my puppies. But you are my sisters, my friends. I love you. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. I like it already, and I haven't even taken it off there. But we do need to lift it so it doesn't get glued to the desk. So, like, if you use your baby wipe, your dry baby wipe, your dry wipe, and just kind of lightly tap, it seems to really be okay. It's not, I mean, I'm just lightly doing it, but it's really getting a lot of those. And if you want those creases, that's fine too. I just want to make sure it's all the way down. I don't mind the creases so much because once I distress it, they show up and it looks really cool anyway. So, you know, so we're going to do this side. I like this one. These kind of almost decorate themselves. You know what I think I'm going to do is put some of those leaves. Wouldn't that be cute? Yes, yes, that would be cute. I could use my gold leaves. I have some. Where'd I put them? I think they're in one of my cases. We could look at them and see. Because I do still have green ones as well. But since we had that gold on the front, I was thinking that might be kind of cute. I don't know, though. We'll see. They're really gaudy, you know. I bought them on Amazon. And had an idea in my head that they would just look so adorable. And I got them and went, oh, these are kind of, I'm really crooked right here. I can see it. Shoot. Oh, well. It's not a big deal. But anyway, yeah, I bought these gold leaves, like the green ones we all use, it seems like. Most of us have them from Hobby Lobby. And if you don't have them, you can get them on Amazon, or you can, in multiple colors. I have them in purple as well. Or you can get them at Hobby Lobby in their, like, lace and ribbon department. Okay? Over by the sewing. And no, I have not been to my new Hobby Lobby yet, just in case anybody's wondering. I am refraining until, you know, it was mortgage week and lot rent because we live in a mobile home park, a 50, 5+, and I didn't want to. I'm putting a little glue here. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I didn't want to be irresponsible, so I am being a good girl, and I didn't go yet. Oh, this one's going to be my favorite. I think it's so cute. Oh my goodness, look at you. And this crooked thing's bugging me. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I'm going to have to fix it, guys. I'm going to have to trim it, and then that's going to kind of bum me out because I feel like it's ruining my little look, but it's really annoying. It's kind of far down. See, this piece is just not right here. There we go. All right, it'll be okay. There we go. I'm just going to let that glue dry. I'm going to pause you for just a second because I'm going to run over and see if my gold leaves are over there. Hey guys, okay, I couldn't find the gold, so it wasn't meant to be. But I do have my green. Won't that be sweet? Look at that. Right down that line where your paper meets, you could put something like this or a piece of ribbon. If you don't have these leaves, that's fine. You don't have to have them. Don't go run out and buy them unless you really want them. But we are going to go around and do a little distress first before we do anything else. Now, because this is kind of yellowed, I don't think I'm going to worry about distressing on the inside of this, except, oh, you know what? I'm not, because this is not torn. This is like it is. So I'm going to leave that alone. I think that is so cute. I love it. I do. I love it. We're going to put like a word here, something encouraging in that spot. And I think that's probably all we're going to do to it on the front, because it's just... Or maybe we could put a picture or a person, like one of our little people. I know not all of you like those, but I love them. I do. I know they're funky looking, but they're so fun. Let's see. And I mean one of our little Tim people, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. But I don't know, because we'll see. We'll just see. Maybe we'll do like a phrase or a word of encouragement on the front, and then a butterfly like over in this empty area or down in here, somewhere where it's gonna be on the spotlight and not be hidden in the flowers. And we don't want to cover the flowers. I certainly don't want to cover the flowers. So, all right, so now I love how the napkin soaks up the ink, and it just looks so fun. Look at that. Okay, so now we're going to do our leaves. I'm thinking the phone is my camera. I use my phone for this, so bear with me. Okay, I think I got it. This is such an argumentative stand. Ever since I moved my big one to use with the Bible study on the other desk, it's like this littler stand, which was the one I had at first. It just fights me tooth and nail, it feels like. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I get this even. There we go. I hope I did. I have never enjoyed putting glue on these, to be honest, but I absolutely love, I don't think I've ever told you guys that. Every time I do leaves, or these leaves, I just am like, ugh, the whole time, because it's such a nuisance to try and get them on, get the glue on every leaf and on that strip. But it's worth it when you're done, right? They're so stinking cute. They just make your piece look so nice. So yeah. And I try to hurry because, the art glitter glue is the best glue for me. I don't know about you guys, but I just love it. But you gotta, you gotta catch it before it dries. So we're gonna jump down here and put this first portion on. Okay, there we go. Tap it into place. Yay. Ah, see, it's gonna be so pretty. I love that. We could even do a butterfly here on the back or something too, just to give it a fun extra. I don't know, we'll see. These are going to be, like I said earlier, more aesthetic for my journals. They're not going to be as it's not going to be as, what do you call it, user friendly. Not user friendly, more, I guess, user friendly. Not going to be written on as much, I think. These are more for looking at. They're just pretty. Now they could, though, they could definitely write something here in ink and it would stand out. That is perfect, I think, personally, for me. For my taste. I don't know what you guys think of it. Let me know in the comments. That'd be awesome. Okay, so there's that side. Turn it over. Yeah, it's definitely going to need like a phrase down the side. Something, a word up here. Something. We're going to put something. Okay, now, the front. What do we want to do with front? What did I say? I was saying, oh, and you know what else I was thinking? I did find this other green I have. I've never liked it. It's got like a really huge wire in it, and I've just kept it. I've never used it. I have my flowers. I have this whole, and bows. I've got flowers and bows and everything else in here. And so I was thinking maybe to give it more of a like a 3D type impact, you know. I'm going to take that. I would always take that center out. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe a small one. Let me see these little guys. What I do is, if I haven't done it in a while, so that's why I'm going to tell you. What I usually do is I take the center out and then I put in my own little flat bead that shines or something, you know. I'm not really sure. I don't think I'm going to use a flower on these. No. I had thought it would look cute, and it probably would. It's not that it wouldn't, but I'm thinking that I would rather put a word or a phrase, and I know the ones I think I want to use if I can get to them, because my books and everything else are kind of blocking me. And I have my stickers out. I can't forget that. So I might grab one of those for the back, or maybe even the side here, because these are really kind of a matte. They're vellum. They're all, you know, the vellum kind. No, I guess these are paper, but they're kind of matted, you know. These are the vellum, and they have a look to them where they just kind of blend into whatever you put them on. So I was thinking a butterfly or a flower, or even a small butterfly right here. If I can find one that I like. How big is that one? He would fit. Oh, right there. And if I did the little darkening on it, his white edges, he would probably blend in. They all come with that pretty much. I mean, some of these in this one don't have the white edge. I don't like the kissy white edge, you know, but I'm thinking that he might look kind of cute right here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did I just take away from it? Let's get the word on there. If not, I'll pull him off if I don't like it. But that's cute. This is from Tatty. This is Tanya's from Tatty Treasures. Well, either Tanya did that one or her partner, and I'm trying to think of her name. I'm so sorry, honey. Collage type. I can't think of your name, sweetheart. I'm sorry if you ever hear this. I'm so sorry. I only did work with you guys for like a year. I'm sorry. My brain is blanking out. I haven't said your name in a while, but I remember your channel, Collage Type. Go check it out. It's awesome. And she and Tanya work together and do all these amazing kits, digi kits, you know. I'm thinking I might just want Hope right there. But let me look. Let me do some work on this little guy here and see what I think after it's matching the scheme. It's a little bit too bright. You want to darken that up a little so it blends. Down in the meadow. I actually think that maybe I'll put Hope on the back and I'm going to put this on the front. Yeah, I think I am. So I'm using one of our tags we used eons ago, Miss Tanya, if you ever see this, honey. Miss you, by the way. Love you. Haven't talked to you in forever. Okay, let's do this. There we go. So pretty. You know what we could do, because this is a tag, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab my ribbons, this ribbon, my crinkle seam binding, and pick one that matches. Let's see which one. These kind of would all go with it because they're that certain color, and this has such a mix. Do I have any burgundy? This one's a really deep brown. I was wondering if I have any that would match that flower. Would that match the flower? It kind of would, wouldn't it? This shade in here, right in that little area. Look at that. I think I'll use that one. It's kind of a rust. Oh, wait, look. Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. That's the one. That's the ticket. Okay. So there we go. We're going to do one of our bows. I don't know if you've seen me do this before, but I love to make these little bows with crinkle seam binding. And I'm going to trim off my end here. Oh gosh, I was going to tell you the name. I have it here because I don't ever want to forget it. And I stuck it in my drawer, I thought. Here we go. BC Hands. In case you're interested in getting some of the binding. There's a lot of them on Etsy, shops that do it, but Heidi is awesome, and her company is BC Hands, okay? And she will work with you and like customize your order. I love her so much. I haven't bought any in so long from her. I haven't talked to her because I have so much left. I haven't been doing my crafting as much. And also, I bought so much from her the first few times that I shopped with her that I still have it. I'm starting to run out of my favorite colors though, and so yeah, I'm probably here in this next probably few months hitting her up again. But anyway, I always tell you guys about her because she's the one I have experience with. Now I know Gail uses somebody else, and like I said, so there's different people, but for me, Heidi's my girl because she works with me so beautifully. And her colors are amazing. I mean, look at this. You can't, I mean, just the colors, ignore some of it. Some of it's scarves. But her crinkle seam binding, she does it in every color under the rainbow. Seriously. Pinks and reds and, I mean, black and green and blue and purple and every color in between and all the, you know, all the medium colors and the dark and she does it seasonally. You know, she'll get you a kit together that's like if you're doing say you're doing a spring journal or a summer journal, or you just let her know, I need summer colors, or I need this shade, but in, you know, like different shades of the same color, whatever it is. And her prices are awesome. So you just can't beat that. I'm going to turn on our glue gun, which I did not do because I do like to glue gun this in, and I'm going to jump over to the other side. So all I did was tie a little bow, and that's going to be my tag, the top of my tag. And we're just going to put Hope back here somewhere. Hope, where do you want to go? I kind of wanted to leave them a little space to write, but I like it kind of there in the center. Or should I put it like over the leaves? Nope, I like it there. Where was it again? Right here? Yes, in this crook right there. So we have Hope down in the meadow. So with this card, I've never done this before, but other than the bow on the front, it's going to almost seem like both sides of the front. And this is going to be a little journaling space for them, okay? Now, let's see. Do we have any heat going into this gun yet? I'm going to pause y'all for just a sec while I get a drink and let that heat. I'll be right back. All right, guys, now we get to finish her off. So we're just going to, let me see, which side looks the best? I think I'll do this side as the front. And so I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue here. Okay. And stick it down. And then I usually do come, if I have to, and I think this time I will, bring it into the center there and glue that down. I do think I'm gonna toss a little tiny bit of glue on the bottom, and I mean a little bit, just to kind of glue this down where I want it. I don't always need to, but sometimes I want it to stay. So there we go. Pull those strings off. There's the front. I kind of don't know about this butterfly guy. Is he really stuck on there now? Probably. I left him on there too long. No, actually, if he pulls up anything, I'm gonna stick him back down. But he's not. I think he was okay, but I think he took away from the look. I think I like it better without, so he was taken off. I am gonna add, what do you think? You guys already know, right? You already know. I'm gonna put some gold. I'm really gonna have to buy some more of this soon. But the gold is already on there, and so we need to have it match, right? It's gotta match. It's gotta match. That's how I see it. I know, I'm Miss Matchy Matchy. And those of you who aren't, you are amazing, amazing, amazing that you can put things together and they don't have to match. I can do that sort of, kind of. I have to have congruity. My eyeballs do. I don't know. My brain wishes this were not so, but I'm sure some of you can relate. You see other people do these wild things that don't look like they match at all. My stuff sometimes doesn't match, but for the most part, it does. All right, so there we have it. There's our front, our back, and then we have our little journal card with our scripture on the front, scripture on back, and our little thought. Let's read our thought. We long for showy fruit when the Lord calls us to focus on clinging to Him. We want to produce, but He reminds us that He provides as we abide. Abiding is not inactive. You guys might see that posted on my Facebook. I really like that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I apologize for not being here with you guys often enough. I guess I'm just being like self-focused, you know, and enjoying my alone time sometimes. And I also go help my friend Charity a lot, and I love going over there and blessing her, and she's such a wonderful friend and such a blessing to us, and she's needed me lately, and you know, so it's not all about me just not hanging out with you. It's more just other stuff, and you know what I'm saying. Life. Life. But I miss you guys when I don't make videos. I'm like, you need to make a video so you can hear from your friends. So please comment and let me know what you thought of our idea today. Thank Miss Pam at Paper Outpost for her originality. And I love you all. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.